because they scared. Come on, let's be honest. The pandemic is not a reprieve on worship. And the fact of the matter is this: our faith has been challenged. At a certain point, I've got to take precaution, but then I got to trust God. Let me keep going before I make some enemies here. Listen. The truth is that the days we live in are dark. The social climate is shaky. The government is questionable. The culture is scandalous. The races are struggling to process each other. And there's a global pandemic that has killed hundreds of thousands of people. The answer to all of those realities is a yes. But guess what I want to say? In the middle of saying yes to all of that, no, the door ain't closed. Here's what I stood up to tell you. Jesus is in exclusive control of the access and influence of every church. I want you to get that. Jesus is in exclusive control of the access and influence of every church. He knows where and how he intends to use you in his kingdom continuum. Let me introduce that. Bishop's been talking about kingdom. I told you I'd be paying attention. But you need to understand where you fit in the kingdom continuum. That God has set New Zion where she is now because there's some other ministries that are going to be birthed out of here, some other pastors that are going to be birthed out of here. And God has to set you here now so that he can accomplish what he's trying to get done then. Someone has said it like this: the kingdom of God is like a river that is ever flowing. You show up at the dock and you step out onto the craft, the vessel, whatever is carrying you, and you travel as far forward as God has intended to take you, doing what God has called you to do. Understanding that the day is going to come when your vessel is going to dock. You're going to have to step off of this flowing kingdom, and other folk are going to still be going forward. But the question is, will your life be a testimony that that causes them to continue on? You got to know where you are in this kingdom continuum. So listen, let me get to it now. What truths can we learn from the church at Philadelphia? Nothing deep, real clear, right here from these opening verses. Know, first of all, that the fact that the door is still open means this: Jesus sees your service. Look what he says in the text, verse 8, I know your works. Hear from the lips of Jesus is overwhelming personal reassurance. He has complete, intimate, and perfect knowledge of all that we do for him, no matter whether we are those, no matter who ignores your work, discounts your work, misinterprets your work, or even, Bishop, tries to discredit your work. Jesus says, I understand your work. I know who you are. I know why you do what you do. I know your frustrations. I know your limitations. I know your temptations. And I know your determination. Listen, Jesus knows who's working because they're grateful and who's working to be seen. Jesus knows who's working because Bishop's watching and who's working trying to serve him. Now let me see if I can put this in your lap. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and I would frequently be at my godmother's house. She passed on last year, Mother Grace Dotson, and I would be playing out in the backyard. And what I didn't realize was that the kitchen window overlooked the backyard. She actually had the ability to monitor my activity even though I wasn't in the house. So I'm out there doing stuff other than what she had instructed me to do. And she came to the back door, and this is all she said. She said, "Cut it out. I got my eyes on you." That's the Lord's word for somebody in the room. Somebody on the line, on the stream. Cut it out. I got my eyes on you. Listen, Bishop don't know what you've been doing, but Jesus does, and that's more important. He sees your service. Now, the fact that he has his eyes on you it's a source of discouragement to the uncommitted and encouragement to the committed. Like, what do you think? You think you're getting away with stuff? Shirking responsibilities? Trying to jump in line when they start counting the line? No, Jesus says, listen, I see your service. Whoever you are, wherever you are, however you are serving, do it to the glory of God. Do it for the good of the kingdom. Because guess what? Bishop is not omniscient. He's not omnipresent. And he's not omnipotent. I want to make sure you got this. He can't see everything you do. He can't change everything you do. And he also can't bless everything you do. But guess who can? Jesus. If you do it for him, he does not allow what you do for him to go unnoticed. This is what I want to tell you. You need to write this down. Now press on. Here's the bottom. Your service is being monitored. It's real deep. When you wondering why promotion keeps coming to the east and the west for other folk but not for you. Because your service is being monitored. And you've been found delinquent in the dark. Listen, I still saw you. I know what you ain't doing. You can pray long and loud in here if you want to, but you ain't said nothing to me at your house. Jesus, let me give you this second one. Not only does Jesus see your service, but Jesus, according to this text, opens your opportunities. Get this, he says, I have set before you an open door, able to shut. This open door is the source of much debate. Some say it's access to the kingdom of heaven, while others presume it is an evangelistic opportunity. This church had been locked out of the synagogue in the city because of their devotion to Jesus. But Jesus says they can lock you out the building, but not out the kingdom. Additionally, they were also in the perfect position to pass out the gospel to all those missionary city. Philadelphia was a place that was situated, watch this, to serve Rome. And God put a church in a city that was situated to serve Caesar's cause so that it would be the cause of Christ. You think it's an actuated in Hammond, stuck in the middle between Indianapolis? No, you've been situated specifically to serve the cause of Christ. Watch this now. The image of an open door was a promise from Jesus